Ladies and gentlemen, the division is packed full of stats, and up to this point, all of them have made sense except for one, which is accuracy. Today, I spoke to the developer, the lead weapons designer of the division, and he clarified what this stat is. Stick around. Ladies and gents, so the division has a ton of stats in it, and most of them have been pretty good to us. We've generally known what they've meant from the get-go. However, one of them has been really confusing from the start, and that stat is called accuracy. Now, up to this point, we really haven't known what this was, and a few people have had a guess at it, but luckily I was able to speak to the lead weapons designer of the division. His name's Frederik Thylander, and he was very generous and told me exactly what this stat meant. So, in a Twitter conversation, Thylander said to me, and I quote, "Accuracy relates to minimum spread, maximum spread, time to max accuracy after having fired on assault rifles. It's slightly different on other weapon types, but mostly it's about how large of a spread you get and how fast it dissipates." I replied, just wanted to clarify, saying, "And when we say spread, we mean the spread inside your reticle, right?" And he says, "Yeah, in the case of assault rifles, it's a circular area inside the 4 little dots." So breaking this down, what does this mean? Accuracy, we now know, relates to the amount of bullet spread within your reticle. It's about how large does your reticle get when you are firing, how quickly does it get larger as you continue to fire, and how quickly does it become smaller again after you stop firing. So this is really helpful. We now know what accuracy is. It was the remaining question mark in the collection of stats within the division. There was this stat called stability, or there is this stat called stability, I should say, which relates to how much your reticle will move as you fire, the amount of recoil. And this stat we now know relates to what's going on inside your reticle. That is, how large does that reticle spread get? How quickly does it get larger, and how quickly does it shrink back down again? But this is where things get weird, right? Stability does not influence your character DPS sheet. If you apply a stability mod, your DPS will not go up. However, if you apply an accuracy mod, your DPS does go up. And this is very counterintuitive because both of these stats are essentially doing the same thing but in different ways. They basically are affecting the likelihood of you hitting the target that you are aiming at, right? They are modifiers for your ability to hit what you are aiming at. And it makes sense that stability is excluded from this, because if we're talking about raw DPS, we shouldn't be factoring in human aim in that context. But accuracy is the same thing. It's not about where your reticle is pointing, it's about what's going on inside your reticle. So under that logic, accuracy should not actually feature into the DPS calculation. So this is a mystery, and I don't know the answer to this. I really have tried very hard to work at this and solve it, but I can't. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below why you think this is the case. I'm furiously working away trying to solve the DPS calculation, but I'm really stuck, to be honest with you, and I'm really stuck on this specific point. I'm stuck on why accuracy features into this calculation at all. I don't know how to bring it into the calculation to make it all balance out. So if you've got any thoughts on this, let me know in the comments below. Plenty more division videos coming out. Next one we're looking at doing, or very soon, going to be doing a full breakdown of all of the different stats available in the division, making really clear which ones are included on your character DPS sheet and which ones are not, and how might stats evolve as we move into the live game in just a few weeks' time. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. If you liked this video and you found it useful, please drop a like, drop a subscribe. Would really appreciate that, guys. Thanks for all the support. I really hope you found this video useful, and I will see you guys in the dark zone. Thanks, bye-bye.